Good morning. How is the line drawn between suicide and grace? What is the true definition of humanity? Physician-assisted suicide is legal in 10 U.S. states and the District of Columbia. That number means 40 states still have citizens suffering from terminal illnesses to end their lives peacefully. The current list of states are California, Colorado, Hawaii, Maine, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and the District of Columbia. Vermont recently, in May of 2023, became the first state to remove the residency requirement. With that being said, there is still a huge need for the remaining states to implement some sort of law offering these terminal ill patients other options besides the pain and suffering they endure. The problem is that people see the issue in a very different light. Due to that, there are different laws and regulations in the approved states. These differences are the ease of which you can access physician-assisted death. This causes prolonged physical pain for the patient and emotional trauma for their surrounding loved ones. Montana is the only state that requires rulings to approve the process. Deathwithdignity.org states aid in dying is legal in Montana as a result of the 2019 Baxter versus Montana lawsuit, but it is constantly under threat by lawmakers who attempt every session to remove physician protections. On January 25th, the Montana State Senate introduces SB 210, an act aimed to criminalize doctors who work with patients seeking medical aid in dying. In February, Montana's bill to effectively make death with dignity legal fails the third reading in the Senate, 24-26, killing the bill. This approach is clearly trying to make it as hard as possible for patients to receive end-of-life care. Frankly, I don't find any benefits towards the patients or physicians in this situation, only benefiting the state lawmakers and their opinions. However, there are many drawbacks because people are suffering and it's causing them to take their lives in other ways or die in a very painful manner. And physicians aren't able to take any action due to the worry that they may lose their license to practice medicine. California in the past 8 years has made some tremendous progress towards the End of Life Option Act. Most recently, laws being changed as of January 2022, California has almost an opposite approach of assisting patients than Montana. As I briefly mentioned, California introduced the amendment in January 2022, reducing the wait time between the first and second oral request from 15 days to 48 hours, which greatly reduces the suffering of the terminal ill patient and their family involved. The amendment also eliminates the need for the final attestation form. Physicians who deny or do not support the patient's request are also required to verbally tell the patient that they will not support them, and they are required to document the patient's request and the physician's rejection. California's approach is clearly in favor of the patient's right to choose and their families as well. The greatest benefit of these changes is the time limit reduction. 360 hours versus 48 hours is significant. And anybody that's ever had to watch over a loved one suffering, every hour feels like an eternity. Patients and their families can no longer be misled by physicians with roundabout answers to questions involving end-of-life decisions. With these benefits, there may definitely be drawbacks. Since healthcare entities are required to post the current policy regarding medical aid in dying on their websites, based on their opinion, they may get backlash from opposing parties. Vermont becomes the third state to enact a death with dignity law and the first to do so by legislative action. Information provided by deathwithdignity.org. Vermont's approach to physical assisted death is definitely for the patients that have terminal illnesses. Most recently, as of May 2nd, 2023, Vermont became the first state to remove the residency requirement. In 2022, they also removed the requirement that medication requests and an examination by the physician must be done in person. That same amendment also removed the requirement that the physicians must wait at least 48 hours after the occurrence of certain required events before writing the prescriptions. This approach makes accessing end-of-life care so much easier and also quicker to eliminate more time of suffering. American citizens may not be able to access physician-assisted death in their state, and they can choose to do so in the state of Vermont. And medication can also be administered upon request rather than wait the 2 days after deciding. Certain drawbacks I can see happening possibly would be an increase of patients relocating to Vermont to access these privileges. In conclusion, these 3 states have very different approaches, laws, and opinions regarding the matter. New laws are being passed every year, and new states are joining and advocating for patients' rights. Nobody deserves to suffer regardless of your opinion, your religion, your power, or your power to change laws. And it is my hope that in the future, America can come together as one to find that grace and offer humanity nationwide. What would you choose for yourself or a loved one? Thank you.